after President Trump suggests he may deploy the National Guard to combat crime in the city.
No federal troops in the city of Chicago. No militarized force in the city of Chicago. We're going to defend our democracy in the city of Chicago. We're going to protect the humanity of every single person in the city of Chicago.
So joining me now is former White House Press Office Chief of Staff, Yemisi Egbewole. Yemisi, thanks so much for joining the program.
Thanks for having me, Lawrence.
So, look, I don't have any problems with the Democrats, objecting to the president sending the National Guard. Just offer a different plan. So you can't object to National Guard being there, federal law enforcement being there, and not hiring more cops in your city. What say you?
I think that the mayor of Chicago needs to find the sort of nuance that we've seen Muriel Bowser, to her credit, come around to. She has agreed that we definitely did need a surge of law enforcement in D.C. when it came to officer support, and she's also been able to be a little bit critical about the ICE deployment in the city. At the same time, Mayor Johnson can say, we need to look at immigration humanely and how ICE operates, and we also need to make sure that Chicago residents, especially those in Black and brown communities, have a right to feel safe.
You're exactly right. I want to get this in because the president is weighing in on this morning. And you're right. There's people that look like me and you that are the people that are dying on the streets in Chicago. This is what he's saying now. At least 50 people were shot in Chicago over the weekend. 8 people were killed. The last 2 weekends were similar. Chicago is the worst of the most dangerous city in the world by far. Pritzker needs to help badly. He just doesn't know it yet. I will solve the crime problem fast, just like I did in D.C. Chicago will be safe again and soon. Make America great again. What's your reaction?
I think that it's interesting to watch Pritzker and Mayor Johnson work together. Mayor Muriel Bowser we don't have a governor here in D.C., and so we didn't have to work with anybody kind of in the state ahead of them. Mayor Johnson has been really, really forthright and pretty blatant when it comes to criticism of this rollout. I think that it's been interesting to watch Pritzker, who's been a little bit more nuanced. I hope he's able to get there a bit more. But at the end of the day, people in Chicago care about crime, and Democrats are underwater when it comes to law enforcement and law and order.
So true. I want to get you to weigh in on this other topic, and that's Rashida Tlaib. She had this to say at a conference. She called America genocide enablers. Let's watch it.
They thought they could kill us, rape us, imprison us, violently uproot us from our olive tree farms, starve our children to death, and we would disappear. Well, guess what? Now we're in Congress, and we're every corner of the United States. They just don't get it. They will never truly comprehend, even after 7 decades, that we aren't going anywhere. We are just getting started. I want to say to all of them, every genocide enabler, look at this room. We ain't going anywhere.
Yemisi, that may fly in her district, and that may fly in Zohran Mamdani's race here in New York City. But is that the national message that represents your party?
Let me be clear here. Rashida Tlaib does not sound like a sitting member of Congress. She sounds like an activist who has no responsibility to the people who elected her. She was elected in 2018, and she sits in a seat that John Conyers vacated, who still holds the record as the longest-serving Black member of Congress. The people that elected her didn't elect her on the Gaza and Palestinian issue. I understand that that's her identity, and she's made inroads as being the first Palestinian American elected to Congress, but you don't get to run on your ideology. You have to run on what constituents voted you for. And I believe that the people in her district care about economic opportunity, infrastructure, having crime down, safety in their communities. I mean, at some point, this has to run out. And so I think she has to stop caring about what people online say and care more about what happens in her district.
Such a good point. The things that actually matter to the people in her district as well on the day-to-day basis. Yemisi, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Always a pleasure.